All right, everybody, welcome back. Got another teardown on the floor going on. Today it's a GM 10-bolt rear axle out of a 1990 Chevrolet Suburban. So we're gonna get started right away here. I'm missing a drum, so we're gonna start on this side. We're gonna quickly take this drum off, but then we're gonna immediately jump into the pumpkin. So getting a drum off one of these is pretty easy. We're just gonna wiggle and pull it straight off. So the reason we really can't go any further, sure, we could start pulling our brakes apart, but I'd like to get the axles out of the way to do so. And in order to get the axles out of a GM 10 bolt, we have to remove our axle C-clips. We're gonna pull our diff cover. So we know this is a 10 bolt. We have 10 diff cover bolts, 1 and 10. We're gonna pull those 10 bolts out. A bit of gunk on that one, keeping it in the socket. Okay. So you can see we got some brake line brackets that utilize the same bolts. So we'll get those out of the way. We'll come in with our hammer and chisel and just pop this seal. You know, I always do this. You know, in hindsight, I should have grabbed a rag beforehand so that I could wipe this off. I'm just gonna rotate the pumpkin up a bit to help drain some more fluid out. That's still draining, but I think it's good enough for now. So now in order to get our axles out, we have to get in here. You can see there's this block in here, and that's preventing our axles from moving farther inward. So we have to get that out, and the center pin runs through it. Okay, so with an 8mm right here, we're gonna pull this bolt. And I didn't see it initially. We have a locker in here, which is cool, the Gov-Locker. But anyway, so let's pull out our bolt. All right, and now with our bolt removed, we can get our center pin out of there. This diff doesn't want to spin all the way around, which is interesting. It binds up. So I don't know if I like that. There's our center pin out. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna spin this around. I see what's going on. That doesn't need to come out. Okay, so we live and we learn. That doesn't need to come out, but with the center pin did. So there's a hole inside this block. We just have to line that hole up with that diameter of the axle shaft right there. And just like that, we did. So I was wiggling the axle shaft out here as I was moving this. All right, we got one C-clip. So now we'll pull this axle out just a bit. Push this one in. Now we'll get this one out. Alrighty. So now with that done, we're free to move on to our outer edges. So let's pull our axle shaft out. And we'll move on to pulling this one out. All right, so now we're on the driver's side, and we're gonna get our drum brakes off. We're gonna start with a pair of vice grips, and we're just gonna remove these top springs here. I like to use vice grips because then you're not worried about gripping the spring and more about pulling it away and moving it. So there's one spring. There we go. So this is all messed up here. This isn't sitting in here right, and that's likely just from me moving it around without the drum on it. Now we do have these anchor pins in here, and they get pushed in and turned. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up my vice grips, just so that I'm just gently grabbing the outside of that washer. And then I can push and spin. And we'll pull our pin out from the back. And we're just trying to do the same thing over here. Get our pin out of the back. And then we should be able to now pull off everything as one assembly. If you had an e-brake cable in here, you would have gone in behind to this lever, and you would have, with some sort of vice grip or pair of pliers, you would have grabbed this notch. Basically, you want to try and unhook this. And in order to unhook this, you have to move the actual cable back, and then you can pull it out like so. It's a little tricky when it's in there, and I kind of cheated by cutting my line, but I mean, that's the way she goes. Alrighty, so now our brake hardware has been removed. Got our anchor plate, and we've got our wheel cylinder up here. And these are the little legs that come off the wheel cylinder, little pistons. But we're gonna get this backing plate off now. And in order to do that, we have 4 bolts, but we also have to remove our brake line off the back and our wheel cylinder. Now, I highly, highly, highly doubt that this is going to come out. We can try, but if I start stripping that, I'm just gonna stop and cut this line because that's what makes the most sense for my current situation. All right, and just as we thought, we're gonna grab the grinder and just snip that. Now, I don't think I need to mention, if you cut your brake lines, I am not responsible. I'm cutting them because I'm not reusing this axle. Now with a 3/8, we're gonna come in behind and we're gonna pull the 2 bolts that hold our wheel cylinder out. And there's 2. And here you can see the importance of pulling that line out. You physically wouldn't be able to get this off without removing that line. And we have our 4 nuts, which we will pull off. So in order to get these off, we have a 9/16 on either side. We're just gonna start zipping them off. Well, there we go. We got 2 out of 4. 50%'s a pass in my book. All right, so we're back on this side, and we're gonna just do the exact same thing we just did. I'm gonna get on here. All right, there's 1 anchor spring, and there's 2. There's 1. Alrighty, there we go. Hey, now our wheel cylinder's off. Now let's try pulling our backing plate off. Let's see how many break on this side. Oh, not off to a great start. The first one broke. Second one, does it come loose? It does. Okay, there's 1. Only 1 came loose on that side. But there's our second backing plate done. And now we can move on to removing our carrier and our pinion. We're back at it, working with our pumpkin. We're gonna take our carrier out now. So that, of course, is the 4 bolts that hold on our main caps. In this case, we're dealing with a 5/8. Now, if this is your axle and you're working on it, you obviously want to make sure your bearing caps go back on their corresponding sides. If you have to, you can put a mark here with either a marker, or what I like to do is a punch. I'll punch 1 dot on here and 1 dot on this side of the housing, obviously away from our ceiling or surface. And then punch 2 dots on this side and 2 dots on this cab and then 2 dots on this side. And that'll help you distinguish the 2. Let's pull our 4 bolts. I'm excited to see why this thing is binding up in here. Our caps are coming off quite nicely. Usually they have to be wiggled a bit more. Now here's the test. Do we need the crowbar for this one? I'm only trying this because it's such a small diff. No. So those who don't know my little trick, there's a crowbar. And again, I don't know how it works, just the way the leverage is, but I put it underneath a bolt and we're able to pull that up. There we go. There's our free carrier. You'd want to match up your corresponding sides for your shims as well, and races. That was a shim that was on this side here when I pulled it out. And I'll go out on a limb and say that that was why it was binding. I don't think your shims are supposed to be wavy like that and worn on half of one side. So okay, we pulled that out of this side. It was in between our bearing and our shim here. There's our marks left from it. All right, let's get our pinion out. Got our 1.25" socket on our impact here. Off goes our pinion nut. Do we need a puller? I don't know. So we'll throw a rag in there. That way we don't damage anything. And put our pinion nut back on. Gentle taps, we don't need to deform the steel. Right, we don't want to screw those threads up. Gentle taps. I'm holding it straight inside. There we go. All right, everybody, that's the end of our video today. That's a fully stripped GM 10 bolt down to a bare housing. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, definitely stick around and give us a like and a subscribe. It helps the channel grow and we post pretty regularly. Stay tuned because we have the matching front axle for this. It's another GM 10 bolt, but obviously with front steering knuckles and whatnot. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have that coming up shortly. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.